So, as we speak, nandito pa? Attorney Arellano?
Based po sa record namin, nasa Pilipinas pa po.
Sigurado ka dyan, ha?
Yes po, yes po.
Baka nakaalis na yan, mag-private plane yan. Paano nyo matututukan kung nag-private plane yung tao?
Kasama po sa mga minomonitor namin yung lahat ng ports, airports or seaports. So, kung kahit po gumamit ng
Marami
private
tayong airports
plane,
dito, hindi lang sa Manila. Maraming mga maliliit na airports dito sa ating bansa. So how can you monitor it? Nang nakaalis?
may mga immigration officers po sa mga iba't ibang subports at seaports.
Even sa mga maliliit na airports natin, meron?
Basta
Na
po
hindi naman international airport?
international.
Halimbawa ako, pumunta ako ron sa Katarman Airport. Napakaliit. Wala namang immigration doon. Sumakay ako. Pumunta ako ron. O, tapos padala ako sa Hong Kong. Kaya ng isang maliit na airplano. Paano nyo mamamonitor yan?
Usually po, pag may mga chartered flights, ini-inform din po yung immigration para i-monitor namin kung sino yung mga sasakay dun sa aeroplano.
Eh pagka fictitious yung binigay na pangalan, paano? Paano nyo mamamonitor yan?
Na-check naman po namin.
SP Pro Temp, nandito na po. I-acknowledge ko lang muna presensya ni Sen. Robin. Shukran for attending the hearing. And Senator Grace, maraming salamat for joining the hearing. And SP Pro Temp, andito na rin po si General Angkan, yung ating
tatanungin
Office
ko lang
Sergeant at
kung ano
Arms.
yung status ng warrant of arrest ni Mayor Go. Bakit hindi mahanap-hanap? Have you coordinated with the PNP, NBI para mahuli?
General Angkan, sa kabila ng marami nyo ng suporta sa komite, sa tulong din ng NBI sa pagsuserve ng mga subpoena at saka warrant. So, paki-address po yung concern ni SP Pro Temp.
Madam Chair, Your Honors, before we conducted the issuance of serving the order of arrest, we coordinated with the Philippine National Police, as well as after which I connected with NBI with regard to the arrest of the 8 personalities.
So what happened? I mean, ba't hindi nyo pa mahanap?
So now I'm still checking with them, and the capability of your Senior Sergeant at Arms is only to serve, and we are purely on coordination with these law enforcement agencies, Your Honor.
Are there any representatives from the PNP or NBI present here today?
Sino pong magsasalita para sa PNP? Police Colonel Lagares, sir. And then nandito rin po SP Pro Temp ang NBI, si Deputy Director Magno.
Are you coordinating? Have you coordinated with the law enforcement agencies, General?
Madam Chair, Your Honor, I talked with the Chief of the Philippine National Police, and as well as to the Director NBI, Judge Santiago, Your Honor.
All right. Colonel Lagare.
Madam Chair, Your Honor, I'm Police Colonel John Mark J. Lagare, the Chief of Staff of the Criminal Investigation and Detection Group. And for that actionable item, Your Honor, we have already designated a tracker team from the Regional Field Unit and also from the higher headquarters to look for Mayor Alice Gosum, Your Honor.
The warrant of arrest has been issued by this committee a long time ago.
Yes.
Ba't hanggang ngayon hindi pa makuha yan? Makuha itong mayor na ito? Wala ba kayong lead?
Actually, I will first inquire for the tracker team from the DSOYO detectives,
Ano?
the detective support operation unit, Your Honor, and I will give feedback.
Sino?
Mic nyo, sir.
O sige, while waiting, who's the representative from the NBI?
At SP Pro Temp, Colonel Lagare, kung maaari, bigay nyo yung sagot sa tanong ni SP Pro Temp within this hearing po. So could we hear from the NBI, Deputy Director Magno?
Mr. Chair, SP Prompt. Good morning, sirs. The warrant of arrest has already been cascaded to our regions and districts. As of now, our teams and most of the agents are doing their best to locate and serve the warrant of arrest of this honorable committee, Mr. Chair. Madam Chair.
Okay, the chairperson, Madam Chairperson, has made statements that Mayor Go has been very active on Facebook. Hindi nyo ba matrace yan? Yung IP address niyan?
Efforts are being done by our cybercrime group, Madam Chair.
Why is it taking so long? When did the committee issue this warrant of arrest against her? Kailan ba initiate? Kailan initiate? July 11. Oh, 2 weeks na, hindi pa mahanap.
I will immediately check the status right now of our
Wala ba kayong
cybercrime.
lead? Nasaan
Mr.
siya?
Chair, we were informed that by our assets as of prior to the issuance of the warrant of arrest, there are some sightings in Bulacan. However,
Sightings lang po.
po.
Kamukha lang niya.
However, when the team went to the possible locations of these sightings, ay as of now, lalaman po natin na wala naman pong nahuli o nakita pa po. Mr. Chair, Madam Chair.
Kailan niyo mapapangako sa committee ito kung kailan niyo mahuli yan?
We will try our best, Madam Chair, to issue to serve the warrant of arrest soonest, and we will submit a report to this effect.
If you cannot arrest her within a month, baka maapekto ng budget ninyo.
Noted po, Madam Chair. Yes, sir. We will do our best.
Ganon din sa pulis yan. Pag hindi nyo mahanap within a month yan. Dahil we cannot just keep on waiting here. Eh, mahina yung mga intelligence ninyo pag ganon. Ang dami-daming mga nasa-serve ng warrant of arrest yan. Mabilis mahuli. Bakit ito? Kilala pa, hindi nyo mahuli. You better get your acts together. Kailangan may proper coordination kayo with all our law enforcement agencies. Yun sa amin, on the part of the Senate, yung sa namin, we can just do so much. Hindi naman sila kasing powerful ninyo na lahat na resources nasa inyo. Okay?
Salamat, SP Pro Temp and Deputy Director Domingo and Police Colonel Lagare. Maraming salamat po, General Angkan. Yes, and Grace.
Ang katanungan ko po ay para sa PAGCOR. Kasi nung nagbigay ng direktiba ang ating Pangulo na dapat wala ng legal o illegal na POGO, naglabas din ng statement na maraming apektado dito. So I would like to hear from the PAGCOR chairman what steps has he taken to continue with the transition of eliminating all the POGO operations in the country, and how many POGOs will be affected, how many are actually registered POGOs, how many workers will be displaced, what can we do with those workers, and those that will be deported, do we have data on how many those are? So maybe let's begin with the transition. What are you doing now? What steps are you taking to the PAGCOR chairman, please?
Chair Tenko.
Good morning, Senator Paul. Good morning, Senator Pro Tempore Jinggoy, Chairman Senator Ontiveros, and Chairman Senator Win Gatchalian. Well, in answer to your question, nung Lunes po nung gabi nung nag-utos sa SONA ang Pangulo, unfortunately hindi po kami nakapag-coordinate kaagad with the respective government agencies because of the calamity or the typhoon that happened. But I wish to report to you that starting tomorrow, we already have meetings with the different government agencies. So we're starting with DOLE. Secretary Benny Laguesma and I are having lunch tomorrow, and we will be discussing the status of the close to 40,000 who will be displaced. And on Thursday, I just got word prior to the hearing that Secretary Boying Remulla is calling for a meeting together with PAGCOR, the PAOK, TF, the Bureau of Immigration, and the Department of Justice. So we could also start formulating guidelines as to how we will deal with the winding up of the operations of all. Actually, IGLs na po yun eh. So there are 44 right now because the mandate of the President is very clear. PAGCOR is being mandated to wind down the operations. So in reference to even those that are those who have the licenses we had reissued, no? And I'm referring to the IGLs. There is much confusion, and I believe a lot of news reports that are false. The mandate of the President during the SONA is very clear. It was read by Senator Gatchalian earlier, ordering PAGCOR to already wind down the operations of all. And PAGCOR cannot wind down the operations of all the illegals because they're not under our jurisdiction, primarily because they do not have licenses anymore. Yun naman pong IGL, na ipaliwanag ko na po ng ilang pagkakataon yan sa, hindi lang po dito sa Senado, kundi sa Kongreso din. We reissued the licenses to 44 that are left out of the 298 issued in the last administration. So, yung 44 po, yun na lang yung natirang nabigyan ng internet gaming licenses. But that is covered by the order of the President because maliwanag po wind down all the So, nag-uumpisa na po yung proseso, and with regard to your question as to how many, there are 44 as of this very moment. We have not issued any licenses in the last few months, any new ones. So, yung pong tinatanong nyo kung ilan, 44 po, at ang kasama po dito ay sila lang po yung may lihito mong lisensya sa pangkasalukuyan.
As I understand, syempre hindi naman ninyo kasama yung mga illegal dahil hindi man nakarehistro sa inyo yon. Pero I'm glad to hear that you are actually very supportive now of this directive by the President. I would just like to make sure that baka naman kasi mag-rebrand ang POGO baka biglang magkaroon ng special class of BPOs such as that. So anything that will have to go through PAGCOR, I would just like to make sure bawal na yung mga licenses for that. Kung ano pa man ang pangalan nila. Number two, ang daming mga infrastructure ng POGOs. Illegal infrastructures, because we found those that are not really registered. Maybe the government can decide what we can do with that. Baka mamaya housing na yan para sa ating mga kababayan. I mean, after we pay the proper fees for that, to be able to take over those places legally, I think it can be converted to help our countrymen. But definitely, I am in support of a possible bill in the Senate that we should file to ban any sort of POGOs or anything that has related to gambling online. So that will be my only question for PAGCOR, and maybe later on again for other agencies. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you rin, Sen. Grace. And salamat din sa actually maganda at baka nasisimula ng ideya ninyo na yung mga ibang vacated infrastructure ng mga POGO na binan na nga at pinapa-wind down ni Presidente ay maaring mapakinabangan ng ating mga kababayan sa pamamagitan ng gobyerno. I'm referring to a first step in that spirit dun sa isang probisyon ng bago nating ipinasang AFASA law, yung Anti-Financial Scam Law, na may provision po doon, at salamat muli kay Chair Mark na tinanggap nila yung proposed amendment ng representasyong ito na assets seized in raids in which victim survivors of human trafficking were rescued ay maaring gamitin ng mga department at o ahensya ng gobyerno para i-rehabilitate. Yes, itong mga victim survivors na to. So maraming salamat sa ideya nyo para sa posibleng mas malawak na sakop ng mga infrastructure ng mga POGO.